Right. Okay. So again, now you know what you have been looking on into your system, that the core problem that you have identified at the moment, and you also have been planning what you need to do into your system. So now when you think about your system or the service that you're going to be implemented as a part of your problem that you have identified, you sort of kind of measure what is happening after. If I have something to do good things for the mankind, for the world, for the human being, um, connecting the SDGs, what could be the after a goal of it? Then it is linking up the impact assessment. So accessing your service from someone who are the expert or who are the stakeholders within that ecosystem. Thinking about, let's say, giving you an example, in typical South Asian subcontinent, people are having this arranged marriage. So then if someone is arranged marriage, I don't know whether Madan is married man or a single person. Probably your parents are looking for some good wife, having multiple girls for you to choose the right one. And then your parents are looking to your relatives, asking for expert validation that who is the right girl, or even from the girl side as well. She might be having multiple future husbands. And then their parents or their relatives might be choosing the expert validation. Who is the right bride or who is the right groom for those people? So good luck to Madan and good luck to your future wife anyway. So then again, yes, so this is connecting again with the impact assessment. How I see impact assessment is finding the impacts of your service from the experts. A typical definition, that's what I have been playing in my class, that is from the online link, and it's giving you from the experts what is the definition of the impact assessment. How I say it is actually a qualitative measurement tools that gives the feedbacks from the people. Okay, that is a video. Let's see about the expert, what they have talked from these events. And then we sort of know more about what is going on with this impact assessment, what type of impact assessments we have into the current world.
I'm very happy to have this conference. This is resilience and sustainability. This is a theme of this year. Because of this, we have to think more about impact assessment.
Environmental impact assessment is a systematic study of the unintended consequences of projects and of other human activities.
For example, if there's any development or any project, we need to understand how that particular project is going to have an impact on environment. And by environment, we mean basically everything. People, we mean the social aspect of environment, the economic aspect of environment, and the physical aspect of environment. So we need to understand how the particular project or development is going to have an impact on that. And that's what impact assessment is about before that project can actually go ahead, so that we understand its implications for the future.
Impact assessment is an important instrument to ensure both environmental and social fairness. At the same time that it will improve the quality of projects, so that it will make better projects that will enable us a more sustainable development.
Sustainable development is the hot topic these days. Impact assessment is the instrument to assess policies, development programs to ensure that they are sustainable, they're good for the society. So that is a tool used for policy making as well as infrastructure building.
Impact assessment is the process by which we understand and evaluate the positive and negative effects of a project from the beginning to the end of construction and all the way afterwards. It allows us to better understand what the effects of those projects are in order to make better decisions for the good of everybody.
Well, for me, impact assessment is an important field because it sets the framework for applying the mitigation hierarchy. So that entails trying to avoid, minimize, restore, and then where needed, offset impacts on biodiversity. Coming from an organization that's concerned with the conservation of natural resources, minimizing our impacts on biodiversity is critically important.
It's important because it's cheaper, easier, and more effective to understand the potential impacts of projects and avoid them than it is to try to react to them after they happen.
Impact assessment is an important field to me, especially because it makes it possible that every decision that's taken care of is made with good consciousness of environmental issues. And that's one of the most important things that we can do, that we take care of the environment, take care of the people that live in that environment, and it will make sure that that will lead to a good decision in the end.
Yeah, so thank you very much to this video. IAIA International Association for Impact Assessment. Thank you to their video link. So now what we have been using in the context of impact assessment into our research group or even at LUT University, we have been focusing on SUSAF. It is an impact assessment framework connecting 5 different dimensions. Some of you might have heard of it, or some of you might have connected with your existing courses. This is actually focusing on these 5 key themes: individual, social, economical, economic, and technical. So if I relate the definitions of my viewpoint and this, the viewpoint from this association IAIA, the definition of the Sustainability Awareness Framework, or SUSAF, is more about the question-based framework that they have. Excuse me. So they have a set of questions based on these 5 themes. And you can download those questions from the website, zenodo.org. Okay, the link is there. You can even search on the Google Impact Assessment Framework Questionnaire. Excuse me. Now, it is not only a question that is consisted with 5 different steps. It is also allowing you to go with the systematic process, like the experts people also have mentioned. It has a process to continue. So it has 4 different steps. The first one is preparation. You are just preparing. The second one is you are just capturing the whole image, and then you do the analysis, and then finally you are synthesizing. You can think of like a literature review, same like a SUSAF framework. When you're working on your master's thesis, Mehdi, you can, because you have been doing this, capturing the data and everything, and then analyzing and synthesizing your literature review work, right? So same thing like how you can think of this SUSAF framework. Now, going with the 5 dimensions of this SUSAF, because everyone is talking about environment. So now connecting the environment dimension, it's one of the 5 dimensions that is covering the natural resources that you can be thinking of. It has also some sub-themes within that. I will be looking and telling you more on that into the next slides. So thinking from the climate change concerning what is happening, and then environmental actions that you can think of from your service. If your service is adding value to the environment or adding negative value to this environment, just think like this way. So as you can see, like these authors, they have firstly added the environmental themes, which from my side, if you're asking me, I would like to rate this environmental dimension or this theme as the first key factors. The second one is coming the economic side. The problem with this current world is we are taking the economic side as the first option. So making sure the economic dimension is coming on the second option. So the economic dimension is covered, the financial aspects, and the value of the business. So then if I connect with this, the operations, any sort of investment that I'm investing, let's say, in maybe in some stocks, in some purchasing some properties. So if this is really connecting the sustainabilities and the key considerations when I'm even investing money. If that property is emitting a lot of environmental pollution, I do not know. So I have to make sure even that service I'm using, if it is user friendly for the community or even for the art, some sort of flexible services. Now, the third dimension I can think of is the social dimension. That is more about if this social dimension is making sure that the services itself is making a good bondage within the people. So if that service is making good relationship within you and me, the staff, students, or maybe customers or the stakeholders, trust and privacy, other parameters as well, thinking more from the social side, which is balancing if there is any conflict between the people or between the citizens, and even how to connect the interest, the common interest, how to negotiate if there is any confusions within us. And then after coming from the community side, we think about more individual side. I believe I don't have to be talking a lot about individual side, but you guys have been developing some solutions focusing more from the individual side. I am myself as an individual people. I think more about self-regulation or self-determination that I can see from something, from some application, from some system, service, whatever. I can get some sort of independency, some freedom, so that I can find my autonomy level is higher. I can feel confident to do something. Sense of community, feel from that system by myself. Sense of belongingness or even self-confident. This kind of things that I can see within a part of us software service, or maybe that battery service or the machine that even Mehdi was talking about. The last one is technical dimension that covers, again, the maintaining the ability to maintain sort of systems. You think from the technical side, if this makes value, because the question from Eddie comes again, he's from GMIT group. And what he was telling me that from their group, they're focusing more on the battery side of the product. Now, from our software side, we think more about the system of the mobile and not focusing more on the battery. But we have to be considering the balancing of both of it, because the battery, lithium battery, when it is not, we are not using it, it's not good. It's very bad for the environment. And at the same time, the software is consuming a lot of energy and a lot of manpower. So making the connection, both of them, and then making a more sustainable, long-term applications, or even if we are doing this recycling process, making sure we are doing it correctly by or reducing the or even doing the minimum time of energy or environmental pollution. So then we think about the order of effects. When we think about the order of effects within this SUSAF, three kind of effects it has been done from into the SUSAF side, right? One is the immediate effect that you can see within the product, within the service production, and their use and disposal of the systems. So if we connect with the software systems or machinery systems or whatever, the enabling effects, that is connecting more from the application of a system, so over the time. So connecting again more or less resources and kind of stuff. And the structural effects that you can think of, it's what is this people has mentioned even from the framework, more about the macro level of the effect side. So you can think more about the using the new software system, and then if you're using a new software system, let's say it is sort of shifting you into a new drive of changing into the social norms. Let's say the Facebook has changed the society a lot. So, and that's how the society has been changed after the influence of Facebook. Even Netflix has been changed our life a lot. Twitter has been changing our life a lot. LinkedIn has been changing our professional life a lot. So this is also connected with the social norm policies and laws. That's how, giving you the example, how Mark Zuckerberg were facing some answers from that USA, some law people from cabinet ministry or something like that, and they had to answer. They had to align with the policy level how this is socially connecting with the relationships and it's not harming kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss a lot, but then again connecting with these 5 different a dimension or theme that we can think of. Each of the dimension has sub-themes. The social dimension, which is the community-based, it has 5 different sub-themes or sub-dimension. Sense of community, so you feel sense of connectivity within the service. Trust, as I have mentioned already. Inclusiveness, equity, and participation, equal rights of participations. I believe you know all the things of what it means by this word, so I don't have to describe. Individual side, you make sure you have a good health and well-being kind of point from that service, lifelong learning, privacy, safety, you feel safe within the system, and agency. And environment, again, it has 5 different sub dimensions: material and resources, soil and water, energy, biodiversity, and logistics. Economic, again, 5 different dimensions, not reading it again, but then again, we're making sure you have these, your service is fulfilling all these 5 dimensions from the technical side as well. So going back now to that core questions, part topic, so part different themes that we have worked on. You can see some question based on this dimension, 5 each dimensions, what is 5 different theme. So then asking again, let's say giving an example of the social side. So the trust would be something, the question, can your service or can your product change the trust between the consumers and the businesses that they owns the system? Giving you another example of the inclusiveness and diversity. Does the product that you have include the consumers or the users with different background, age groups, education levels, etc.? These kind of questions that you will be finding on these dimensions, you just need to play with these questions and find the answers of it. Giving a very simple example, finding the possible impacts of your service. Use the questions to get the ideas of the possible questions. So you will be getting, download that source of framework, find the questions from there, and try to play with these questions, and then try to find these positive and negative answers from this side, and trying to get the effects of the direct, indirect, and structural effects. And then you sort of kind of know the effects of the chain kind of things. And if you say, giving an example, the diagram in the middle, it is written as product, but you can imagine your product is in the middle within the ecosystem. So like an Airbnb or like the development individual site, the carbon passport, like Madan and Mehdi, they are developing. So which is in the middle, the carbon passport app. Then you can find the 3 different layers: immediate effect, enabling effect, and systematic effect. You can divide it based on the priority level, and you can plot your sort of the key dimensions in different of the themes. You can find your one, and then you can make the linkage. So make a route, proper route, by how you can connect the theme. So not necessarily, not all the cases, your service might not be having these 5 different dimension or the themes. But then again, it's always good to have all this connectivity. In some cases, maybe in the economic side, you may have only one or two of them. And in the environmental side, you may have maybe 10 of them. And then maybe in the technical side, you may have more of them. So you just have to connect those. Now, giving example with the Airbnb, like you can see, the Airbnb is trying to find more earning, get more money. Like what Marco was telling in today's lecture, Airbnb is having some complaint. So in some area, the Airbnb is blocked and banned because they're not being able to maintain the commitment of the people because there are some dodgy peoples there and some hotels or some rooms are not clean. They are not being committed. You don't get proper response from the people. The review is not nice. It's not environmental friendly. So then if we think about this case with the Airbnb, they are trying to rent the rooms, which is their immediate effect. The after effect is then once they are renting the rooms, they will be trying to get more money out of it. And how to increase the rents, how to make more money, that is connecting with the economic side. But then again, they don't have any environmental thinking, so it's empty. Their technical side is balancing with the renting the room, so they are using the servers and connecting if there is any empty rooms or people are connected. So it's maintaining the accounts. On the social side, greater racial disparities that they have connected. On the individual side is greater earnings. People can save money, even people can earn money as well. So pretty much a good example that we have given with the Airbnb. Okay, Madan, you have done some of this connecting with your another courses. How do you see now if we think about this Airbnb and your system that you are developing? Do you think like, can you plot based on this impact assessment, your service that what you're developing at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay, what the core difference that you have?
First thing is for economy, because people are earning
Yeah,
rewards.
yeah,
First positive thing I would think of. And environmental benefit.
yeah,
They are going to reduce carbon footprint. So
Yeah.
that's a positive environmental benefit. And social, yeah, social. We are making connections to friends, so we are making it competitive. So friends are connecting together.
Yeah.
That could be positive or negative
Yeah.
based on how competitive it is.
Yeah.
So that is social. I think that's all I can
Yeah.
think of on this one.
Yeah, it's okay. We still have time to explore. So a bit quick key difference, because you also have done this impact assessment before and this class, what do you find the difference? Did you sound pretty much similar, the same
Yeah.
things? Okay, that's good to know that. And you can understand it easily, right? It sounds good. So right now, okay, so now we are pretty much the close of this impact assessment lecture. And okay, so now after reading these slides or even the talk that I have delivered today, you sort of now have some outcome of this is you have this technical development looks at the technologies and features of your solution, and impact assessment is your reflection that we can think of on the possible change that you would like to achieve in your solution. And in the end, of course, you are just connecting everything, and then you already see what critically you are trying to find based on the problem that you have seen. Okay, so now just moving to the next class, what will be happening? Next class, we don't have any lecture, which is a good news maybe for some of you. But then again, we will be having these presentations. And we will be talking, of course, of how to do the final assignments kind of stuff. I will be also sending email of how the final report will be looking like by this weekend. hopefully you will not be having any issues on that, because I have been getting these emails and feedbacks. Okay, because I also need to make sure that everyone is happy with this everything. So for the next presentations, 5 minutes presentations again, up to 5 to 6 slides. Okay, you have the updated mock-up, what you have presented, the SUSAF diagram of your solution, and SUSAF topics of 5 in each dimension, the dimension that you have selected based on these themes, individuals of this. So yes, if trust is there, add the trust. Security, privacy is there, add it there. And using the core questions per topic dimensions. So find the core questions that is required, and find your possible impacts. I also encourage you, this is something you need to be presenting, but it's always good that you ask the questions to your peers, even maybe your friends or outsiders, not necessarily within this group members, someone else, even within the SAI group people, asking them questions to get the feedback. You get the feedback from them, and what are you finding? And you can present it to us as well, which will give more value, because so that you know the answer, the qualitative answers, you analyze it, and then makes it more valuable that they have given you feedback. Based on that, you can sort of rearrange and redevelop your service. So if you get this qualitative expert validation using the SUSAF by watching those, following these questions, you might need to sort of update the questions a bit. Not necessarily you have to make the questions, but maybe they are using some product, but you can use, like, instead of the product, okay, your passport control. This kind of small things that you can do. Right. Okay. So this was the end of today's lecture, and I am thank you to just giving a thanks to everyone. Okay, now we will be just coming up with some discussion with the teachers and with you guys as well. But we are now recording the stop button, and then we will be announcing for the final report and the dates, what is happening based on the group discussion that we are having right now. So thank you very much.